Once upon a time, many, many years ago, a poor little fellow named Louie lived in a run-down shack on the east side of Jerusalem. His only belongings were the clothes on his back, a moth-eaten blanket he'd picked up on the side of the road, and a bucket he used to fetch water every day from the well in front of the palace of Herod the Great, King of the Jews. Louie was content with the simple life he led, except for one thing. He wanted to be wise. Not for himself, but so he could help others like himself have a better life. But being wise isn't easy for someone like Louie, who never had the chance to go to school or learn to read or write. Still, Louie thought he'd learned enough about life to have something wise and useful to say. So each day he wandered through the streets of Jerusalem, listening to people talking and joining in their conversations to add his own personal brand of wisdom.
It's been almost 9 months now, hasn't it? Has your sister had her baby yet?
Not yet, but I'm so excited. For the first time in my life, I'm going to be an aunt.
And if it's a boy, you'll be an uncle.
I can't believe he said that.
Neither can I. Let's get out of here.
Did you hear that? They were astounded at my wisdom. Cool. Haha.
And so it went day after day. Louie roamed around, interrupting conversations to put in his 2 cents worth. Some people found it amusing, most didn't. Still, Louie was not deterred. He was convinced he had a purpose in this world, and that his purpose was to spread whatever wisdom he possessed to make life better for others. And so the days passed, until the day he first saw the star. One night, as Louie was dozing in front of his shack, something jolted him awake. A light, an incredibly bright light, suddenly appeared in the heavens not far away. Confused and confounded, Louie began to shake with fear.
Ah! It's a fire in the sky. The sky's on fire. I've got to do something. But wait, water. Water puts out fires. Where's my water bucket? Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. I'm going to put out this with the fire.
Louie grabbed the water bucket and threw it in the air toward the light, as high as he could. In a few seconds, the bucket came down again, almost on his head.
Well, that didn't work. And now I don't have any water either. Now what am I going to do? Oh, wait. Maybe I can blow the fire out.
So Louie blew and blew as hard as he could, but the bright light remained. After a while, he got dizzy.
Oh, my head. Oh no, and the fire's still burning. What else can I do? Aha, I know. I'll smother it with this blanket here. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to throw it up there. Ah! No! 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 Ah! Oh, help me. No, I'm blind. I'm blind. No.
What is all this racket? And why are you running around with a blanket on your head? Will you please quiet down? You've woken up the whole neighborhood.
Ah! Hey, it's a miracle. I'm not blind anymore. And no, I will not be quiet. The sky's on fire and I have to put it out.
You fool! The sky's not on fire. That's just a star. It's a big one, I'll admit. I haven't noticed it before. But it's just a star. Now stop being so foolish and go to bed. It's late.
Well, it sure looked like the sky was on fire. Anyone would have thought so. And she called me a fool. I thought I was being wise. Oh.
The coming days were a nightmare for poor Louie. The neighbor told about his antics the night before, and everyone who saw him made fun of him.
Good morning, Louie. Put on any sky fires lately?
Oh no! Help! Help! I'm blind! Help!
People started avoiding Louie on the streets, so he had no way to share his thoughts with anyone now. After a time, he became very discouraged. The star continued to appear night after night, and the sight of it made Louie feel like a fool all over again. However, one night, Louie noticed something he hadn't seen before. The star seemed to be sending a beam of light toward the earth, pointing the way to something or other in the nearby village of Bethlehem. A thought popped into Louie's head.
I think that star is pointing at something. Something important. But what? Maybe a treasure. Wouldn't that be great if I could find a treasure? I'd be rich. People stop to listen to you when you're rich. That's all I want, really. Not money, just for people to listen to me and learn from my wisdom. That settles it. I'm going to find whatever that star is pointing at, and then life will be good. I just know it.
So Louie grabbed his blanket and set out in the dark of night to find the treasure that the star was pointing to. He knew the journey would be rough and dusty and wanted to take along some water to drink, so he headed toward Herod's palace to fill his bucket at the well. As he neared the palace, he heard voices outside. He paused to listen.
Good day, King Herod. My name is Balthazar. I am a wise man from the east, searching for the newly born Messiah. A star has led me and my companions this far, but now we need help to find the babe. Do you know where he is?
A Messiah, you say? You're looking for a newborn baby who is said to be the Messiah? May be able to help. Just a sec. I'll be right back. Hey, scribe, there's a guy here's looking for a Messiah. Have you heard anything about this?
I have heard a rumor, sire, that a child said to be the Messiah has been born in Bethlehem, and that this child is the true King of the Jews.
Really? And do you know where this child is?
Not exactly, only that the scriptures say that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem.
Interesting. True King of the Jews, huh? Well, I've got news. I am the true King of the Jews. Me, Herod the Great. No upstart baby is going to grow up and take my throne away from me. So here's what I'll do. I'll let the wise man and his pals find the kid, then come back and tell me where it is. I send one of my soldiers with a very sharp sword, and it's bye-bye, baby. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, we don't have any idea where this newborn baby is, so I'll tell you what. Go to Bethlehem and take a good look around. If you find him, come back and tell me where to find him. I hate to miss a chance to worship him too.
Of course, sire. I will leave for Bethlehem immediately.
The more Louis heard of this conversation, the more shocked he became. That wise man and his friends were looking for a little baby. He called it the Messiah, whatever that meant. And King Herod wanted to kill the baby. How could anyone want to do such a thing? This was all very disturbing indeed. Louis decided he had to do something. As the wise man passed by him, Louis spoke.
Sir, excuse me. I was out here by the well getting some water, and I overheard you and King Herod talking. Then King Herod snuck over to talk to one of his priests, and he told him he wants to find this baby you're looking for so he can kill him.
That's ridiculous. Herod wants to worship the child, just as I do.
No, it's a trick. He wants to find the baby so he can murder him.
That's nonsense. Why should I believe you?
You shouldn't. No one believes anything Louis says. He's a fool.
I am not. I know what I heard. What I'm telling this man is the truth.
Oh, really? Just like you thought the sky was on fire? Or that you can put out a sky fire by throwing a bucket of water at it? Trust me, Don't waste even 1 minute of your time listening to this guy.
I am a man of God, as are my companions. We take our instructions from God and from God only. I will pray about this matter, and I will follow God's leading, not yours. Now, if you will excuse me, my friends and I have a journey to make tonight.
Okay, fine. Ignore me. I know I'm right. I'm going to head straight for Bethlehem and find that baby before they do and warn his parents. I'll bet they'll believe me, and then I'm going to go look for that treasure.
So Louie set out toward Bethlehem. He had never walked to Bethlehem before and had no idea how difficult the journey was, especially at night. Hours later, he finally arrived, exhausted but determined to find first the baby, so he could warn his parents, and secondly, the treasure. He began roaming up and down the streets, listening for a baby's cries. Suddenly, along came a couple of shepherdesses.
I am filled with joy. How can an adorable little baby have such an effect on me? It was miraculous. Standing in that stable, I was overcome with love and warmth, and my heart was filled with an overwhelming sense of peace. Yeah, me too. I didn't want to leave.
Excuse me, you two. I heard you talking about a baby. Where is he?
He's right over there, in that stable. But shh, be quiet. He's asleep. Don't trip over the treasure those kings left behind, or you'll wake him up.
Treasure? There's treasure there too? Well, what do you know? Both things I'm looking for and in the same place. What luck.
Yes, they brought a bunch of valuable stuff, but the real treasure is the baby in the manger.
What? How can a baby be a treasure?
All babies are treasures, but this baby is the greatest treasure of all. He's God's son, Christ the Lord, the Prince of Peace.
I don't understand.
Sorry, we don't have time to explain. We've got sheep to tend. And good news to spread. Go see the baby for yourself. Then you'll know what we mean.
So Louie did as they said, walked to the stable, and immediately spotted the Christ child in the manger. The wise man Balthazar was there too, getting ready to return to his home in the east. He spotted Louie and spoke.
Well, hello there. I'm so happy to see you again. I must apologize for not believing what you told me. God spoke to me and warned me about Herod's evil plans. I and my companions have no intention of telling Herod where the child is. We're going home by another route, and the baby's parents are taking him to Egypt, where he will be safe. Can you forgive me?
Sure. Most people don't believe the stuff I say anyhow, so I'm kind of used to it. I'm just glad that the baby will stay safe. He's a cute little thing, but he looks cold, lying there on that straw with no blanket. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a blanket. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Wait a second. I feel kind of funny. Did you feel something?
Feel what?
I don't know. I just kind of got zapped or something. I don't know. My insides feel weird and I'm dizzy. And all kinds of thoughts and ideas are suddenly racing through my head. I don't know where they're coming from.
What kind of thoughts and ideas?
Well, okay, here's one. I will lift mine eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my help. Wow. And this one. I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. I think those are words from the Psalms, but how can I know that? Oh, wait, here comes another one. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. That's from Proverbs. How could I possibly know that? I've never even read Proverbs. You know why? I can't read. Here's another one. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, And the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. That's from Isaiah, right? And that's who this baby is. How do I suddenly know this stuff?
I don't know. I've never seen a transformation like this before.
All I did was give that baby my blanket, and suddenly wisdom is just pouring out of me. Does that baby have some kind of miraculous powers, do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised. He is God's son, after all.
But why would he choose to give the gift of wisdom to someone like me? I'm nobody with no money, no education, nothing. I haven't done anything to deserve this.
I don't think he cares about that. I think he only cares about what's in your heart. He must know something about you that others don't. Who knows? But he's clearly chosen to give you a very special gift, and you should be thankful.
Oh, I am thankful, I think. It's just, well, I've never been full of wisdom before, but suddenly I am. I don't know what to do next. I'm scared. What do I do now?
Come back to the east with me. God didn't cause our paths to cross for no reason. I think he wants me and my colleagues to teach and direct you until you are ready to go out into the world and spread the good news.
That's great. Let me get just one more look at that baby, okay? Then we can leave right away. I can't wait to start sharing my newfound wisdom. Goodbye, little baby. I hope my blanket keeps you warm. And thanks for making me wise. I promise to use the gift you've given me to spread the news about you to everyone I meet. Mwah. When you learn how to talk, would you please pray for me? Okay. All right then. I think I'm ready. Let's get started.
So Louie and Balthazar left the stable and headed east. Along the way, Louie astounded everyone they met with his newfound wisdom, but also with his great humility. For any knowledge in his head or any wisdom he imparted, he gave the credit to God and God alone. After many months of instruction from the wise men, Louie was finally ready to set out on his own. Louie spent his remaining days visiting villages and towns far and wide, telling everyone he met about God's astounding Son and his message of peace and hope, and about the miraculous gift the baby Jesus had given him. He left many faithful believers in his wake. Often, Louie thought back to that day when he, like so many others, visited the Christ child in the stable in Bethlehem. He hoped to find a treasure of gold or silver, but instead found a child in a lowly manger who blessed him with his riches beyond his wildest dreams. Not the riches of this earth, but those most prized in heaven. And the understanding of the magnitude of that gift was perhaps the greatest wisdom he ever received.